A garage fire on the northeast side of Grand Rapids has some frightening similarities to the work of a serial arsonist on the city's southeast side. Last night's fire started in a garage on Oakwood near Knapp Northeast, and that's where 24 Hour News 8's Joe LaFurge has been out today talking with the neighbors in that neighborhood and with investigators. Joe?
Yeah, Brian, I want to show you the scene behind me here on the 2200 block of Oakwood. You can see how close the garage is to the home. Now, fortunately, well, investigators say the family that lives here were just out of the reach of the flames that you can obviously see consume the garage and the vehicles in there. Now, while not officially calling this the work of that same arsonist, the similarities to those southeast side fires are just too much at this point for investigators to ignore. The neighborhood's on the opposite side of the city's north-south divide, but the eerie wake-up call for neighbors was similar.
Sounded like firecrackers, which is what woke me up. I first thought we were being broken into.
Betsy Hammerschmidt looked out to see something that, in her own mind, was even more frightening. The garage behind her neighbor's home engulfed in flames.
The flames were treetop high, high up in the air, and it was very, very scary.
Officially, investigators tell 24 Hour News 8 this fire is still under investigation. They don't have a cause. Unofficially, sources say this fire shares a number of characteristics with the fires that hit 8 garages, some of them attached to homes on the southeast side since July. This one was discovered between 2 and 3 a.m., and it started in a garage. Other similarities may exist. If they do, investigators aren't sharing them, trying to avoid tipping off any suspect. One curiosity, the distance. Serial arsonists tend to stay close to home. We mapped the location of this morning's fire with those on the southeast side. It's just over 8 miles from the neighborhoods near 28th Street to the 2200 block of Oakwood Northeast. So, if this morning's fire is arson, would a fire setter working the other side of town make that trip?
It's an anomaly, but it doesn't... If the others were all set by one person, it doesn't mean that this one couldn't be just because of the distance.
As investigators work to figure out the what and who in these cases, another Grand Rapids neighborhood is looking at some long nights until they get those answers.
I'll probably not get a lot of sleep like I did last night. So, yeah, it's a very uneasy feeling.
One thing investigators have said over and over again, if you've seen anything, if you live in one of these neighborhoods, you saw something suspicious, don't try to figure out by yourself whether it's important. Just pick up the phone, call police, call the fire department, let them sort through that. One small tip could lead them to a suspect. Back to you.
All right, Joe, thanks. Just to refresh your memory now, a total of 8 suspicious fires occurred on the southeast side of Grand Rapids in neighborhoods north of 28th Street, west of Woodland Mall, and east of Breton Roads. All of those since July 18th. Those fires were set in garages. 4 of those garages were attached to occupied homes. And then this 9th one last night. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest in those cases.